Hey everyone, Crypto Bo here, using a selfie stick. And on my last day here in beautiful, beautiful Oregon at the Bell Pop Winery, which is where I've been for the last couple of months. And I wanted to talk really quick about what's going on with Roobet. I don't know if you've seen like CoffeeZilla, for instance, and Some Ordinary Gamers. CoffeeZilla and Some Ordinary Gamers have been doing a series of videos on Roobet and the Nelk Boys, if you're unfamiliar. And basically, Nelk is like some YouTube influencers and Twitch streamers who are betting on Roobet and, basically doing this sort of like referral affiliate marketing scheme, as a lot of like crypto YouTube is. Roobet, if you're unfamiliar, is a crypto casino based in Curacao. So it's completely unregulated by, gambling organizations or federal governments or anything like that, which, maybe you like. But it also means that there's a lot of problems with promoting a casino like that, not least of which is the fact that if you're a crypto user in the United States, they're encouraging you to use a VPN. And then as soon as you go to do the KYC or the Know Your Customer, they ask you to verify your address. And if you're living in a country like the United States where you're not allowed to gamble, they will not allow you to withdraw your funds. So they will end up just like locking up a lot of funds, as well as a lot of other shady shit that's going on. And so basically, if, my advice, don't get involved in crypto casinos. I know that like a lot of crypto is sort of like a casino in and of itself, but I've been a big advocate of treating it like an investment and not thinking of it in a gamified way. Think about it as a savings account and not as something like you're trying to like 100 times, 1,000 times your money. Maybe you will, but don't get into it with that mentality. Get into it with the mentality of, thinking like someone who is fiscally responsible, someone who's looking for maybe 5 to 10% gains on the things that they save every year to be used for, things that you might need in the future, as either a rainy day fund or maybe a car, down payment on a house, be wise with your investments and don't just throw it away on gambling. And so I would suggest going and looking at CoffeeZilla's video. The number, even if you don't know anything else about the scam, go and watch the 5th installment on CoffeeZilla's page, which I will link, because it's incredible. It's a really, really well thought out video with a lot of really in-depth research about the nature of this scam and why it's fucked up. But it did get me thinking, this entire Roobet thing. I just saw the Crypto.com commercial with Matt Damon, and it, to me, seems like very, and I started to wonder, why is it that Crypto.com is being advertised for NFL games, for Major League Baseball games, for UFC fights, for F1 racing? FTX is the same way, getting Steph Curry, getting Tom Brady. And I need to do a little bit more research in this, I think, to really like flesh out this idea. But I think it's because there is that confluence of people who really enjoy sports and betting. Like, you notice like most of the commercials now, if you watch the NFL, if you watch the MLB, if you watch the NBA, are either for crypto casinos, in the form of FTX or Crypto.com, or for literal casinos like Caesars Sportsbook or FanDuel. Those are like the major sponsors of a lot of sports right now. And I think it's because they understand that like it doesn't matter, it's just a numbers game. The more people that they can sign up that are making bets, like of course they're going to have a house edge, but even in like crypto, like with FTX and Crypto.com, they don't give a shit like which coins you invest in. FTX is a little bit different than Crypto.com because FTX has like a US branch, which is more heavily regulated and doesn't allow you to just buy any token. But Crypto.com will functionally allow you to buy any shit token, allow you to buy, Shiba Inu and, Doge Elon and Elongate. And, there's all these coins that are bad investments and that Crypto.com probably knows are bad investments, but it doesn't give a shit as long as you are paying them the trading fees, as long as you're paying the spread every time you trade on their platform, as long as you're engaging in margin trading and taking out risky crypto loans. These companies, again, I will say it time and time again, do not have your best interest in mind. And I think the fact that they are spending so much money advertising to a population of people who are also accustomed to being advertised to for sports betting, crypto makes it seem a little bit more legitimate than sports betting. But I think in those contexts, like in Crypto.com and FTX, it's not very different. I think the way to be different and to treat crypto investing as investing rather than as gambling is to pick up a hardware wallet and really unbank yourself. Try and engage in the decentralized economy and start learning about fucking DAOs. I'm going to start talking a lot more about DAOs because I have for years thought that DAOs are DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations, are the most interesting application of blockchain, even more interesting than NFTs. And I think we're going to start to see that's my big prediction. You know, I'm not one on like making predictions and making calls, but I am one on who is big on looking at trends. And I didn't really see NFTs coming. I didn't really see meme coins coming because I think they're both sort of fucking dumb. You know, NFTs, in fairness, are getting a little bit more reasonable, especially as like Facebook is announcing its like movement to the sort of meta model. They're setting up their own metaverse. And so like digitally ownable goods, NFTs are probably going to be usable in Facebook's metaverse. It's hard to say whether or not they'll implement their own blockchain or whether or not like the ones that are being sold on Ethereum now will be integrated with whatever metaverse that Facebook ends up inventing. But again, decentralized autonomous organizations, I think, are sort of the next wave, you know, the post DeFi wave of what's going to be big in crypto. And if you want to be ahead of the curve, then you should start thinking about DAOs and start looking into what DAOs can do. Because I know I am working on, you know, development of my own, you know, DAO. And a lot of interesting and smart people are doing the same. You know, it allows for interesting forms of community governance. It's something that I think that is going to be a goal on the Patreon page. We actually just got our first Patreon subscriber, which shout out to Linus. I think Linus? Shout out to our first Patreon subscriber. And so we're starting a conversation with them to see what kind of videos they want to see produced, which is the sort of thing that I'll do if you subscribe to the Patreon. But anyway, yeah, Roobet, crypto casinos, fucking huge scam. Don't buy in, you know, they're just a method to losing your money. And I'm starting to think that crypto.com and FTX are capitalizing on the fact that a lot of people love to bet and love to invest in cryptocurrency. If you can't tell right now, I'm dressed in my Halloween costume. It's not done yet. I'll do a fuller video on this later, but I'm Elon Musk, so I'm going to sell some unregulated Dogecoin and pump Tesla. But yeah, this is longer than I anticipated it being. But I just wanted to look at this view. Wow. Belpont Vineyards, beautiful. Willamette Valley, Oregon. I couldn't have asked for a more beautiful day, honestly.